congratulations. You
Thank
did
you.
such a great job in this movie,
Thank
Emmy.
you.
And I have to say, I don't know who had more fun, you or Emma Thompson, because man, that's toss-up.
We did. I think we have the most fun characters, definitely in the book series, which I read. And I just love our brand of evil. There's so much kind of joy and happiness with being bad that you kind of is unexpected. So it was definitely a lot of fun.
How did you work with Richard, I guess, to kind of create her and maybe even make her a little bit different than what she is in the book?
I guess Richard really wanted her, because she's traveled the world so much, to be kind of worldly and sophisticated, and so he had a lot of input into kind of the general look of the character, and we worked together with a dialect coach and with Emma Thompson as well to kind of streamline the way of our kind of caster, southern, honey-soaked evil speech. So we had a lot of fun, and just being down in New Orleans, being around the voodoo and the Wicca down there definitely infused us a little bit.
Yeah, what was it like there, even offset? I mean, my God, you guys, I hope you didn't get into too much trouble.
We didn't. Our cast is mostly very young, and I'm like the man in the middle. Like, we have like Jeremy Irons and Emma Thompson, and then everyone else is 17, and then there's me. So I was kind of, the watchdog for all the kids.
Well, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you were keeping an eye on all of them. And Ridley's look, wow. Well, looks. She has so many amazing, different wigs, the costumes, the glasses, this. Really, just getting into that. Did you have input into that the looks as well?
Yeah, I had some input. I mean, obviously the people that created them were geniuses, so they didn't really need my input, my 2 cents. But I was in charge of the manicure. And Ridley's talons play a big part in her gesticulations, so I was in charge of nail painting.
And you did a great job.
Thank you.
I did notice the nails.
Thank you.
I think you could come out with your own line.
Thank you.
You and OPI.
They're even painted underneath.
You need to
Thank you.
hook up. Excellent. It was very good. You know what? I'm going to try that.
Tried really hard. It's most of my character development, really. It's reflected in the nail polish choices.
It's important, Emmy. It's
attention to detail.
It is. It is. Working with this incredible cast, also, let's just talk about some of the veteran actors you get to work with. Jeremy Irons, Emma Thompson, Viola Davis, Eileen Atkins, Margot Martindale, et cetera, et cetera. What is it like for you as a young actor to be on a set with people like this?
I just become a sponge. I just watch. Like I'm invisible in the corner. I just watch everyone and watch what they do and watch how, especially with our British actors, watch how they inject humor into places you wouldn't expect. And I think that's what sets our movie apart, too. It's so funny in places, and I really loved how they added that.
And working with, Alice and Alden as well, what was it like to, do scenes with them?
I think that Alan, I've combined them into one. Alice and Alden are amazing actors. They are natural, and they have these emotional reserves that you wouldn't expect. They're sophisticated and smart and well-read, and I think it's wonderful that their characters are smarter than most movies depict teens, because I think adolescents and teens are so much more smart than we depict them usually. And these are kids who are into Bukowski and into reading and into traveling the world, and I think that that's really cool.
Yeah. What do you think it is about the book that have created such a fan base? What is it about the story that you think people hooked into?
I read all of them. They're really fun. The characters are dynamic. They're fun. It's adventurous, and you're really drawn into how much it's narrated from the boy's point of view, and he is in love with this woman who has all this power. So I think it's kind of a role reversal, because you see the women in this Duquesne family, my evil character included, are the most powerful women in the whole world, and you're seeing them rescue the men. So it's just a kind of different, interesting twist on things.
Does it come with pressure when you're doing a role that so many fans are expecting something, or do you just put that aside and go, I'm just going to do what I think is best?
I tried to, that's why I wanted to read all the books, because I wanted to have the same kind of knowledge base as the fans, and kind of develop her spirit from that place of the novels. It always comes with pressure, because you want to do it justice, and this character looks different than the way she's described in the book. So for me, it was a risk in a certain sense, but I hope they embrace her, and I tried to keep with the spirit of who she is in the novels.
Do you find her relatable a little bit? Because in the beginning, obviously, she's good, and then, her caster thing is that she gets sucked into the evil. But when you look at it and you really kind of analyze it, a lot of kids, if they feel out of out of it or cast off or whatever, they could tend to go that way when they turn into their teens. It's interesting to think about it.
I think my character is, although she's evil and she's gone to the dark side, she's an outcast from her family. And even though she's a badass and she's glamorous and always done up in the best fashions, she still feels like this wounded teen who isn't loved by her family. And that's this amazing depth of anger and evil comes from. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. We have to talk Shameless because, oh my God, one of my most favorite shows. I can't get enough of it. I wish it were more online. I could catch ahead. But just what I said to you, I go, just when you thought Frank couldn't get any worse, my God, the stuff he's doing in this.
It's going to get worse too.
How do you must have so much fun and just working with the actors that play your brothers and sisters, and just it must be a joy to work on that show.
It is. Getting good material, getting to develop this character over a long period of time, getting to kind of probe the depths of this family's weird psyche is so fun, and all the kind of weird stuff that we get into and the weird situations, and I think that the season's going to go in a really interesting way.
Working with our Canadian boy, Justin Chatwin.
I know.
Having fun with him.
I love him. He's like my brother and my best friend, and I just adore him. He's the best.
Yeah, it's great. Keep up the good work on that show. I love it.
Thank you.
And you just released an album this week, Sentiment.
Yes.
Wonderful. I got a chance to listen to a few tracks. Wow. It was, five years or so since your first album came out. So why now? Why finally? I'm glad that you finally did it.
Well, a combination of I always wanted to make a record of the music that I grew up with, these kinds of standards, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby songs, and also being down in New Orleans shooting this movie, hearing all the street music and kind of getting inspired by that as well. So I made it.
Yeah, well, good for you. And coming up next, we're going to see a film from you. You worked with Hilary Swank. Can you just tell me a little bit about that and working with her?
It was a great experience. It's also based on a book called You're Not You, and she plays a woman with ALS, and I play her live-in caretaker.
Wow, the heavy-duty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look forward to that. Well, again, you did such a wonderful job in this.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work and everything you're doing. You're just fantastic.
Appreciate it.
Great talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emmy.